Ode to a Nightingale by Keats. My heart aches and a drowsy numbness faints my sense, as though of hemlock I had drunk, or emptied some dull opiate to the drains 1 minute past, and Lethe-wards had sung, "'Tis not true envy of thy happy lot, but being too happy in thy happiness, that thou light-winged Dryads of the trees, in some melodious plot of beechen green and shadows numberless, singest of summer and full-throated is. Oh, for a draught of vintage that hath been cold a long age in the deep-delved earth, tasting of Flora and the country green, dense and Provençal song, and sunburnt mirth. Oh, for the beaker full of the warm south, full of the tree, the blushful Hippocrene, with leaded bowels winking at the brim, and purple-stained mouth, that I may drink and leave the world unseen, and with this fade away into the forest dim. Fade far away the soul, and quite forget, which thou among the leaves hast never known, the weariness, the fever, and the freight, here where men sit and hear each other groan, where falsies shake a pew, sad, less grey hairs, where youth grows pale, and specter-thin and dies, where but to think is to be full of sorrow and leaden-eyed despair, where beauty cannot give his lustrous eyes, or new love find at them beyond tomorrow. Away, away, for I will fly to thee, not charioted by Bacchus and his bards, but on the viewless wings of poesy, though the dull brain perplexes and Lethe-wards, already with thee, thunder is the night, and happily the queen moon is on her throne, clustered around by all her starry face. But here there's no light, save from what heaven is with the breezes blown, through verdurous glooms and winding mossy ways. I cannot see what flowers are at my feet, nor what soft incense hangs upon the boughs, but in embalmed darkness, guess each sweet wherewith the seasonable month endows the grass, the thickest, and the fruit tree wild, white hawthorn, and the pastoral eglantine, fast fading violets covered up in leaves, and mid-May's eldest child, the coming mass rose, full of dewy wine, the mesmerous hand of flies on summer eves. Darkling listen, and for many a time I have been half in love with Isbel dead, called himself names in many a muse rhyme, to take into the air of my quiet breath. Now, more than ever seems it rich to die, to cease upon the midnight with no fame, while thou art pouring forth thy soul of void in such an ecstasy. Still wouldst thou sing, and have ears in vain, to thy high requiem become a sod. Thou wast not born for death, immortal bird, no hungry generations tread thee down. The voice I hear this passing night was heard in ancient days by emperor and clown, perhaps the self-same song that found a path through the sad heart of Ruth, when, sing for hope, she stood in tears amid the alien corn, the same that oft times hath charmed magic casements, opening on the poem of perilous seas in fairy lands forlorn. Forlorn, the very word is like a bell to toll me back from thee to my stolen self. Adieu, the fancy cannot cheat so well. as she's famed to do, deceiving elf. Adieu, adieu, the plaintive anthem fades, fast the near meadows, over the still stream, up the hillside, and now 'tis varied deep, in the next valley glades. Was it a vision, or a waking dream? Fled is the music. Do I wake or sleep? Forlorn, the very word is like a bell to toll me back from thee to my soul's self. Adieu, the fancy cannot cheat so well, and she is famed to do, deceiving elf. Adieu, adieu, the plaintive anthem fades, past the near meadows, over the still stream, up the hillside, and now 'tis buried deep in the next valley glades. Was it a vision, or a waking dream? Fled is the music. Do I wake or sleep?